Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the digital asset investor. I just got done dealing with baseball today. I had to, just to give you an idea of how focused in on baseball I am with my sons. First, I went and picked one son up from school. Then I went and picked the other son up from school. We went straight to the baseball facility. I spent an hour on the tee and throwing to both of them. Then I threw balls, ground balls and balls in the dirt. One of my sons is a first baseman. And then one of my sons had a baseball practice at that same facility right after that. And so that bled into doing that. Then I ran to the grocery store after I dropped my second kid off at school and went to the grocery store because I had to get something for dinner and I had to get something for the kids' dinner. So, and then I ran into the number one problem that a coffee drinker runs into, and that is the worst thing that can happen to you as a coffee drinker. And those of you that are coffee drinkers out there, whether you put cinnamon in it or not, those of you that are coffee drinkers know what I'm talking about. If you drink coffee, the worst possible thing that can happen to you is to buy coffee at the grocery store and then wake up the next morning ready to put your coffee on and you realize that you bought decaf. That is the worst thing. I'm here to present you with the second worst thing because today is the first day I ever saw it. Now they have half decaf. In other words, half the caffeine. So now you have to worry when you go in there about whether you're going to pick up decaf by accident or you could pick up half decaf by accident. Now we've got a double problem. So I'm pretty sure I got the right thing today, and that's what I wanted to let you know out of that. Well, we saw this was a tweet that happened today. Chris Larson is over in the Middle East, and it says Chris Larson, co-founder and executive chairman of Ripple, this time in Riyadh. I just wanted to show you this just to show you that the chairman of Ripple is in the Middle East meeting with major players in the government over there and major players in the banking industry over there. And he is working on the number one use case for XRP. That is his mission in life. And so I ask you, those of you that own other digital assets, is the chairman of the company that is working on the largest use case for your digital asset working with central bankers and bankers in the Middle East to propel your use case forward? That's the question. Okay, moving along. I think I know the answer, by the way. All right, this was from Ripple as well. This came from Ripple. The other tweet was from the other guy. Ripple's crypto cowboy joins UC Berkeley professor Gregory LeBlanc for a great lecture about the Internet of Value. Watch their discussion and find out more about this exciting new blockchain course. They're just talking about a course, I'm assuming at UC Berkeley. Just further adoption, but go and watch this when you have some time. Next, now this is a bit controversial. I looked in the comments. This is from I Have Cred. Now this is the company that is working with Uphold to bring you interest-bearing XRP. Okay. First we opened our doors to the U.S. Now we're raising rates. Earn 9% on XRP when you hold LBA token. Join Uphold and activate Cred Earn now. Okay, before you click on that link, folks, there's a few things I want to say about this. The first thing I want to say, and I'll be honest here. No, listen, I'm a big Uphold fan. I'm also a fan of these guys, but I don't know much about them yet. I am not telling you to go and sign up for this yet. I want to hear more about this. And some of these guys that were copied are kind of saying the same thing. XRP Trump down here in the comments, he tells them that he is kind of sitting, he wants to find out more about this before saying that he's on board with all this. And I'm the same way, kind of, because 9%, you know, you can't get, I don't even know if you can get 1% in the United States in your bank account on savings. And so when somebody starts throwing out 9%, I'll be honest, the red flags go off for me. For now, mine is remaining on a Ledger Nano S. I am not even thinking about touching anything like this. But these guys, that's okay. These guys know that they have the burden of explaining how this all works. And so that'll unfold, and I'll try to keep you aware of what's going on with that. All right. And that's through Uphold. All right, I got this from Sean at Dizzy Helicam. He must like flying remote control helicopters. Pretty cool. I always thought those things were cool. He sent me this. This is in Atlanta. This is a Bitcoin. He said he walked in somewhere and saw a Bitcoin ATM. The fastest way to buy crypto with cash. Touch to begin. That must be the screen. Well, I decided I would go and look at their website. This is Bitcoin Depot is what this is called. And if you scroll down, I believe I saw it here, they have 4 different cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash. So I decided that I would take this moment. I found their Twitter feed. I said, hi, Bitcoin Depot. Do you have plans to add XRP to your ATM machines? I know an army of people ready to use them. XRP community Ripple. Boom. How about that? Let's see what they say. That'll be interesting. I love doing that because everybody in the community loves taking part in these type of tweets. And we're promoting further adoption. When a company sees how many people in the Ripple community that are waiting at the ready to be involved in something like this, that's called business, my friends. And people are looking for business. And if we can convince any company that we're standing at the ready, I mean, Coinbase is a fluke. You don't see companies too often like Coinbase that ignore as many customers as they could have, or Gemini. Gemini completely ignored. I gave Gemini, which is owned by the Winklevoss brothers, I gave Gemini the total benefit of the doubt. They didn't even have the courtesy to respond to us asking why they don't, or when they're going to add XRP, or why they don't. And as a business, I mean, those guys are Harvard graduates. They should know better. And they never even responded. I'll bet some of these guys do respond, though. Moving along. This is from XRP Crypto Wolf. This is just about how Facebook is paying attention to blockchain now. Obviously, of course they are. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg is seriously evaluating blockchain's potential to allow internet users to log into various services via one set of credentials without relying on third parties. Mass adoption is coming. I'm not going to read all this. It's just an article he's tweeting about how, of course, Facebook's getting in. Everybody's getting in, folks. Everybody. Okay, moving along. This is from my buddy at ECOSSEXRP1, James Bond. That was not, now he's got James Bond in his logo. That was not my favorite James Bond. Roger Moore was my favorite James Bond, but really he only was because that was the generation I grew up in. My favorite James Bond movie was A View to a Kill. I always loved that particular movie. Now, Roger Moore is, to me, always was kind of a little bit of a sissy. He seemed kind of a little bit of a, maybe he was a little bit of not as masculine as Sean Connery and some of the others. But anyway, I thought he did a good job. Okay, moving along. This is huge, folks. This is what he sent to us. I told you that the rumor was that Samsung is coming out with this new phone. Now, I watched part of their presentation. This phone that they're coming out with is like $1,900. I think they're calling it it's the Galaxy S10. The phone, it literally folds out so that you're looking at a screen of 2 phones. It is really awesome. And they are going to have, I'll read this short part. South Korean tech giant Samsung just made a major announcement. Company confirmed that its new flagship smartphone, Galaxy S10, features a secure storage backed by hardware which houses your private keys for blockchain-enabled mobile services. How awesome is that? If you think that's not adoption, then you may as well turn this video off, because blockchain is about to change the world, folks. And it's right in front of your face, literally right here. This is a big one right here. This could set something off. Okay, I want to hit you with this because this article creeped me out today. I'll be honest. I want to read something for you here. Okay, now I want you to pretend as I read this to you, what I'm about to show you. I want you to pretend that you still have your digital assets on, let's say, Binance and Coinbase. You have those apps loaded on your phone. Okay. Here you're about to find out what can happen to you, because you have to type in the password so that those apps, you can go straight into those apps, even if you have two-factor authentication and all of that set up. Let me read to you what can happen to you. Early one Friday evening in autumn, Rob Ross, a San Francisco entrepreneur, was scrolling through emails on his computer, attempting to tie up loose ends ahead of the weekend, when he received a trio of alarming messages on a screen of his mobile phone. Please approve the withdrawal request from your Gemini account, the first message read. Gemini is a cryptocurrency exchange. Tap to get your Gemini security code and read a second. And finally, third, a new device called Chrome has been registered. At 5:47 p.m. Pacific time on October 26th, Ross had become the victim of a so-called SIM swap, in which a perpetrator is able to gain remote control of a person's SIM, or subscriber identity module card, at times reportedly by bribing someone with access to it, granting the perpetrator access to the personal data, including email, phone numbers, and passwords. Ross didn't know at the time, but his entire life savings of $1 million had just been pilfered. Many mobile devices in the U.S. have physical SIM cards intended to securely contain a customer's account information. So, folks, I went and found this just so that you could know about it. And type it in. It's a Wired article, how to protect yourself against a SIM swap attack. I wanted to read you just this small thing from this. At its most basic level, a SIM swap is when someone convinces your carrier to switch your phone number over to a SIM card that they own. They're not doing it for a prank call cover or to rack up long distance charges. By diverting your incoming messages, scammers can easily complete the text-to-base two-factor authentication checks that protect your most sensitive accounts. Or if you don't have two-factor set up in the first place, they can use your phone number to trick services into coughing up your passwords. Folks, this is about as scary as it gets. Now, you can go and look at this article and they give you some ideas on how you can protect your SIM card. Well, that's not the real solution. The real solution is what I tell you all the time, Ledger Nano S. You can go in the description of every video I've ever done, and you can go straight to their website and get the hard wallet. It's the only safe way for you to store your digital assets offline. Go do it. This is like that's so creepy, the idea of someone getting into your phone. My wife, this week, we got a phone call from someone who had somehow been sent an email with her name and carrier and her number, and basically telling them that she's like making up some whole thing about how she's charging this or that, and she had not done anything. Someone had obviously hacked our carrier or whatever, and so it's extremely scary what goes on out there, and so you need to be prepared. Go get the Ledger Nano S. I also included a link to the Cool Wallet if you wanted to have a credit card sized storage device. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe. Hit the like button. Tell your friends and family to go get the Ledger Nano S and quit having your digital assets on these exchanges. It's a disaster waiting to happen. Thank you for listening.